how to make a film on this character in what circumstances. And then in the lockdown, presented me with a circumstance that I could put the character from Sudhi's story in that circumstance and create a fictional film around it. So that's what Kennedy is. It has a lot of poetry and Western classical and an amazing central performance.
I think the good thing is 80% of the script is there in the film still. So that's the sole reason he came back from his trip, and he had managed to go to Cannes that year, I think 21. And then he came back and wrote it in like one sitting, which is known, but then and then he sent it to us, and then all of us were like, okay, let's get out with it. I think the other guy who's worked the hardest is Rahul, because Rahul Anurag had briefed way earlier, and Rahul was prepping for the role for about 6 months, and he's
8 months.
8 months, yeah, and his dedication to the character is the second, like after Anurag, it's him who has brought it to life. Rest of us just contributed to make it happen.
But there's that. I mean, that's another thing about if you see Kennedy. There's a lot of. I mean, it's not just the killer story, but then what is Amir Aziz doing? Can you figure that out? If you look at it carefully.
No, I don't want to work with people who have fan base, strong fan base. Why? Because then you have to cater to the expectations of the fan base. I don't want to cater to anybody's expectations. I want to make my film. And when you work with a big star, you have to cater to the expectation that comes with the big star. When the budget goes up, everything goes up, things go out of your hand. You're not creative anymore. Then you are like controlled by the budget. You're controlled by the studios. You don't get to make your film. I've had that experience in the past. I don't want to repeat it. And made the most number of times. And by chance I came across a version of his story of his life spent in Bangladesh. And then I realized where Devdas came from. It was a fictionalized teenage version of the life that he lived in Bangladesh. So I went to the source. I did not go to Devdas, I went to the source. I researched his time spent as a teenager there, and then I compared that to the time we were living in when we made that film. So I found parallels, because there's no point telling the same story that has been told so many times. People remember, so it allowed me to jump in time. It allowed me to jump in time. It allowed me to play with what was set in stone. I don't have to explain who Chandramukhi is, who Paro is, who Devdas is. It's a given. People understand. What I can do beyond that is what I was trying to do. And mostly, if book was never the source material for me. Source material, Vikram Motwani wrote the first draft. He used the book as a source material because he also worked on Devdas that Bansali made. And then I took it and I played with it, and I went to what I found about his life as a teenager.
Yeah. No, the best thing about Dev.
If you have a character, within that world is objectified by other people, but is a human being. So I did not need to do anything. I just needed her to come and, like, if she was willing to do a film like this, and if she would really go that far and work and act and come for an audition, which she did. Her intention was to do a film like this. And she gave it her all. So it is, I see a person as a person, and I see actors. I don't judge actors from other people's movies. I don't think I've seen any of Sunny Leone's movie. So I see an individual. I saw her interview, and the person that was talking in that interview is the person that I was like amazed by. I said, this is the person I want to cast.
Does that help in casting?
Knowledge of a person helps me in casting. I've always cast, like I have literally, it has been my whole career graph. If like when I was casting Sayami here in Choked, everybody said, have you seen Mirza? I said, don't need to see Mirza. I've seen the person. I know she's going to be my character. Same thing with Taapsee Pannu and Manmarzi. Everybody said कि उसकी पुरानी film देखी है. मैंने कहा, why do I need to judge somebody on the basis of what they've done for other directors? I met the person, I spoke about the character to the person, and I feel that this person is the person. I go by my instinct. And that's why I work with actors also who give me that kind of time and give me that kind of a trust and have that hunger to do something like that. तो already satisfied आदमी के साथ काम करने में मजा नहीं आता.
connected. I mean उसको प्यार से को प्यार ही रहने दो ना, कोई नाम ना दो ना. मतलब this was I know him from he was born in Bombay, so I mean we are all connected. And I've said in Calcutta, I've said this, that when I saw Dev D, that I am inspired by him. So it's not. I mean, after 3-5 films, we are all the same, you know. So it's not. He is the most inspiring young man in the city. So every time I get despondent and think I should run away, I look at him and it's inspiring. So maybe that's our job. You kind of work off each other, no?
Yeah, he's the OG. Gen Z language में बोले तो he's the OG. He's the original. So there's a lot of things I've learned from him.
We are from someone. We all teach each other tricks, no?
No, he's just being very humble. We have all learned a lot from him in the sense, earlier Sudhir has never made a film without having his disciples sit around and bounce off the idea and improvise on it. वो film बनने से पहले हम लोग, I don't know how many times I've sat down in the sittings of हजारों ख्वाहिशें ऐसी, or films after that. I've been, when he was shooting इस रात की सुबह नींद, तो वहाँ पे भी घूमने टहलते चले जाते थे हम लोग. So Sudhir has always been there and he's very inclusive in his process. So there's a lot that one has. So I have written a lot. I have a lot of unmade scripts and films. I keep writing. So whatever happens next will happen next.
So, do you have any favorites amongst the films that you've made? Wasipur and...
I don't know. I always say my favorite is my next.
No, Sudhir, I think people also want to hear from you.
About what? No, I don't know what I'm going to do.